Welcome to another tutorial here in the Halftone Pro panel. This time, we're covering the color remover, a very interesting auxiliary feature that can help in countless ways. Well, a very important detail here is that it will basically just remove the color you choose from your design. It won't apply any halftone layer to do this again. It's very simple. You just select the color you want to remove from your design. For example, if I want to remove this shade of red here, I click on it, copy the color code, hit OK, and then come here and press Ctrl V. Alright, color selected, all set. In this next step, we have the tolerance bar, and it works like this. The lower it is, the more it only removes the exact color I selected here in the color picker. The more I increase the tolerance bar, it will start removing similar colors, shades close to my chosen color. So you have to be careful because it might remove a lot of details from the design. I'll leave it at the minimum tolerance, grab the button here, and click on Remove Color. If I click here now, it's selecting the background color layer. So as a result, it won't apply to script. I'll put it here. And select the design layer here, you see? On this bottom layer, it's not a pixel layer, so it doesn't apply the color removal. Alright, click OK, then I click here on top of my design. And now I choose to remove the color. Just you wait for it, because something amazing is about to happen, like a script letter. All done, color selected, removed. Notice that it already took out the red tones that were here in the design. And it left the background transparent. Let me just go back here. I'm going to put the design back on top again, hit enter. I'll select the color again, this red color that's selected. I'll increase the tolerance and choose to remove the color. Let me get a bit more balanced here. I apply my script. And look, notice that it already removed more colors close to my red. Here, where there was that slightly reddish border, which was a different shade, where it was mixing red with black, it already removed it. So this is something to really pay attention to, because if you select a color and set the tolerance too high, it will end up picking up a lot of similar colors nearby. Here, using a high tolerance is recommended when you have a design with a lot of shades similar to the selected color. Sometimes you're selecting a color that has a huge range of similar shades, and it ends up looking a bit patchy. That's when you should increase the tolerance setting here. Another way to use this tool is if you want to remove a background color. Let me delete the design again. I'll drag it up here again. All color. Click the plus button. Here, if I have, for example, a design that's solid with this blue background color, I can come here with my color picker, select the background color, then press Ctrl C to copy the code. Paste the code up here, lower the tolerance a bit, and then click to remove the color. It will run the script. All done. Notice that, in this case, it removes my background color. Now I have my design. With a transparent background, sometimes the client gives you a background with a different color, like blue or red, and you want to apply the design on top of a black background. In that case, it makes sense to use this tool to remove the background color. Then you have a clean design. So you just add a solid black color layer and apply the halftone for black fabric. An important detail is that there's a mistake that can happen when you're doing the color removal process. For example, I take my design here, the design layer, and set the tolerance to 0. I'm going to pick a shade of pink here that probably doesn't exist on top of the design. I'm going to select Remove Color. Photoshop is going to give this error here, because it understands that my design doesn't have any color close to this pink, which in this case would be the exact color because the tolerance is set to 0. If that happens, just delete this layer up here. You can click Yes, and it'll go back to your original design. And this layer that opens up, this file that opens, you can close it too. With that, you're back to the original file. Depending on the color, when you increase the tolerance, it might already detect a similar color in here. Let's click OK. Let's remove the color to see if it can identify it. See? It didn't find any color or any shade close to this one. That's why it gives this error. But it's a pretty rare error because usually you'll select the color to be removed from within the design. So it's a color that naturally will be present in the design, right? That's it. There's really no big secret here. Once again, it's just an auxiliary tool. It's not a tool for applying halftone. It specifically removes the chosen color.